Hello, everyone. I'm Castian Plague, and we're getting into a slapped hams, watching Mass Hysteria, and after this, we've got the underdogs coming up, so I'll upload that. Thank you for everyone for tuning in, staying, for those who have stayed. We're not going to go off topic, and we're just going to get into this, and let's have a lovely watch. Slapped hams.
July 13th, 1980 started as an exciting day at the Hollandwell Showground near Kirkby in Ashfield in the UK. This was the day that eager students belonging to the Forest League of Juvenile Jazz Bands were scheduled to host a charity event at the annual Hollandwell Show. However, something eerie soon took place that still hasn't been fully explained. First, a little background. Nearly 500 kids from close to a dozen different marching bands showed up that day to perform for guests arriving from near and far. Things were off to a great start as the band members practiced and prepared for the event. However, something had gone horribly wrong by the time the clock struck 10:30 a.m. This was about the time when the young band members began to drop to the floor. Around 300 children began fainting en masse for no apparent reason. Victims of the bizarre fainting spell reported dizziness, vomiting, eye pain.
Okay, that honestly, sounds like some sort of chemical mishap that's happened.
Headaches, bodily weakness, and sore throats. Hundreds of people in attendance at the event had to be hospitalised. So what was it in the air at the Hollandwell Showground that caused so many to faint?
Yes, that is the mystery.
Following years of research, the most likely conclusion is mass hysteria. Following the incident, the Ashfield District Council investigated a list of likely causes that included everything from contaminants and food poisoning to radio waves and pesticides. There has been some enduring speculation that pesticide poisoning by way of Calaxin that had recently been used to spray crops in the area could be to blame. Those who favour mass hysteria as an explanation believe that a jittery student may have set off a chain reaction that created a mass psychogenic illness.
I don't think that speaks for it so much, but that was
Laughter may be
weird.
the best medicine for everything except mass hysteria. In January 1962, a laughter epidemic broke out in an all-female boarding school near Lake Victoria in Tanganyika, now known as Tanzania. Starting with just 3 girls, it soon spread to 95 out of 150 at the school. Some were infected for a few hours, but others were struck for a full 16 days. Curiously, the teaching staff remained thoroughly unamused during the ordeal. They were unable.
That's all peculiar, like, just laughing. I get it, it's contagious. Yeah, but yeah, just in general, like that is another story altogether. It's got to be something like, chemical releases in the earth, or if not man-made, or as they said, it could have been something digested. It all depends, because we know how laughing gas and everything works. So this is a bit of a mysteried one.
Able to continue their lessons due to the fanfare. The laughing spell at the private school couldn't be contained. It spread into town to affect as many as 1,000 people. 14 other schools in the area were forced to shut down. What's more, the symptoms evolved to include fainting, breathing issues, nausea, rashes, and screaming. Villagers were so upset by the ordeal that they sued the Kashasha school several times for allowing the disease to spread. So what's so funny that thousands of people were struck by a laughing illness? It turns out the laughter hysteria was probably caused by stress. In 1962, students in Kashasha had a lot on their minds. For one, this was the year that Tanganyika became an independent state. Second, girls at the school that served as the infection site had recently reported feeling stressed by the strict standards of their teachers. It turns out that laughter is a common psychological response to stress. It's often most seen in people who feel powerless to express the way they feel. On more than
It's what makes hysteria, yes, so mass hysteria. And we've got more mass hysteria Okay, this is a mad gas. Let's have a look at this.
24 people in Mattoon, Illinois during the 1940s. Over the span of 2 weeks, more than 24 separate incidents involving the smell of strange gas were reported to authorities in Mattoon. Several people also reported seeing a mysterious assailant accompanying these bizarre smells. The typical sighting of the gasser included the sudden appearance of a gas-like smell, followed by bizarre symptoms that ranged from coughing to paralysis. Fortunately, all the victims recovered quickly without any signs of long-term.
So someone was going around gassing people intentionally. Like, yeah, if you want to make your mark in history, set yourself up looking like this and do that. Yeah, that's what you'd do. But I don't recommend anyone doing such things. People should honestly have their minds together and not think too hard, or they might blow their minds, let alone not get too big of a head because they might find themselves, well, just looking like an ass. So that's a peculiar one. This might be a short-slapped ham. It's not exactly the ghostly ghouly or peculiar people in a house that'll scare you, or, the creepy goings on as usual.
Find no cause for the symptoms that teens were experiencing in real life, other than the influence of a teen drama show. The director of the Portuguese National Institute for
Okay, I'm gonna just minimalize this. Go into slapped hams. Go into something recent. Let's get a little bit scared. Alright, we got 12 minutes here. Let's get into this. Oh, get that up there. Get into the number
the video
one.
shows a point in the sky where the inexplicable is occurring. In the middle of the air, surrounded by palm trees, a strange object seems to be floating. It looks to be a palm frond frozen in space and time. It almost looks like we're seeing a glitched simulation. Half the elements in the video seem to make sense, but it looks like the palm frond's been copied and pasted to the wrong part of the sky.
Now, I haven't experienced the ghost or the creepiness that slapped hams provides, but I have experienced glitches in the Matrix, what they would say, but we're not going to go there. And like I said, don't ever think too hard about it, but even I have been sitting there and my pendant was the wrong way around. I simply took it off, looked at it, and it instantly switched. So it switched the correct way. And that was a bit of a glitch as far as we were concerned, because we both saw it. But can't be mass hysteria.
The video zooms into the weird object, showing that it isn't simply a doctored photograph. Some commenters thought perhaps there was a thin power line or piece of string holding the palm leaf up.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say next, is maybe there is a string.
Viewers may not be certain to what exactly is happening in this video.
Christmas
Freaky
lights
videos
from
like
last
these
year,
certainly lend credence to the idea that we might actually be living in a simulation after all.
So you're watching a simulation of a simulation right now.
Quick interlude to let you know today's episode's brought to you by Raid Shadow.
Alright, well, I don't have a sponsor, so I can't do that yet. Let's get into the actual look at things. Where are we up to here? Guy getting out of the car. Alright, let's check this out.
That same area, the questions as well as concerns start to be raised. There are quite a few freaky videos on the internet featuring ominous figures standing in the middle of the road, but the scariest are those that seem to be quite clearly corporeal. As the car comes closer, it's quite clear that a man is standing right in the middle of the road. Eerily still, the figure appears to be completely unconcerned with the possibility of being hit by a vehicle.
He's crazy on drugs.
In fact, the figure's stance almost appears to be a challenge to oncoming vehicles, practically asking them to do their worst.
Yeah, that's just silly now. What are you doing?
Upon closer inspection, the figure appears to be unnaturally pale and expressionless.
Yes, because
While the
he
video
is
claims
white.
the figure is a ghost, this creepy figure in the middle of the road barely needs a
and that is
supernatural...
all, and I'm not gonna go for that one, but who stands in the middle of a road? I get it. You have your problems, and we all want to, just let it all out, but some days you just gotta contain yourself. Like even now,
to be
my computer keeps
terror-inducing.
minimizing, but
These videos were
go with
recorded
it.
after hours at the TikTok user's place of business and accompanied by a frantic call to the police. The actual horror one feels for the person in this scenario is real. The first video uploaded is a chilling documentation of the traumatic event. A man is seen outside the building. It's clear that the situation had been progressing before the video was recording. The uploader is already on the phone with the police as this is taking place.
Pause. I've had this issue as well, uploading on YouTube with your mobile, and it ends up doing this sort of format. It does work, but you still are best trying to get yourself a proper camera. Even mine is not the best. As much as I wish it was, I did buy another one. Did say it was high quality, but it was not. Another goth has mentioned the same issue where they've brought something and it is not what they wanted, and that is most definitely not HD. But I try refrain from using these if I can, unless there's a quick message. I did upload some that were about personal and it didn't work. Again. See? Frustrations. Again.
Bagging a bag at my work. No, sorry, I'm just recording in case something happens.
The video shows security camera footage of a man eerily dragging what appears to be a heavy bag down the road.
I can't see his face.
As the man gets closer to the building, it's clear the uploader is terrified.
In case something happens. I can't.
To the uploader's dismay, the man runs up to the building and begins pounding on the door.
What?
See? Oh my f***ing god! He's outside the door. He's
Clearly distressed and with nowhere to hide, the man begs the police to get there as quickly as possible.
He's like behind the building now. I don't. Can you just get here, please? Really?
Alright, I'm not going to blame drugs for that, because that doesn't necessarily mean, he must be on drugs. But, wow. That dude just stopped and ran straight for him.
Given the popularity of the first chilling video, a second video was posted to the channel in order to explain the context of the creepy event in more detail. The uploader explains that he had been working a night shift when the motion-activated cameras detected someone nearby.
It was pretty late at night and I heard the beep go off, so I went to go look at the camera. Somebody was dragging a bag right beside the building.
Given the man's odd behaviour, the uploader called 911 as the man approached and then started recording the video.
I was pretty creeped out, so I went and grabbed the work phone and called 911. By the time I was on the phone with them, the guy walked up the road a
idea.
little
Always
bit,
have your
but then he started to come back towards
mobile
the building.
camera
This is when I
ready
started
for
recording.
filming,
The man
because
apparently disappeared and gained a lot of attention in recent.
the police will not do a thing if you don't have it on footage, especially if they are young hooligans just running amok. You need to catch them on camera. Police here do nothing, and not every place is as surveilled as others, so you're not going to have a surveillance camera on every street like some places.
Recent years. While some users have a lot to say about camera glitches, others are less convinced by this explanation. Either way, these occurrences are certainly frequent enough to raise some doubts as to what discerning individuals are seeing. In this case, a man is captured by a ring camera. He is nonchalantly walking down the sidewalk in front of this couple's home. However, as soon as he reaches the end of the sidewalk in view of the camera, the man's body seems to slowly disappear until there's nothing left. Where the man once was, only the background provided by the neighborhood remains.
That is weird.
Some viewers assert the odd effect.
Alright, he disappears right where sort of like I will be on the screen. So check this slapdams out. And yeah, the guy's just walking, disappears. Like, there's glitches, there's this, there's that, but this one's a bit more tricky. But there you go. I'm more interested in what was in his hand. It looked like a weapon, to be honest, or something. So, can't get frustrated, just gotta keep on rolling.
To be some sort of video glitch relative to light.
Yeah, light can make things
While it's
disappear with the
for these cameras
pinnacle
to
point
glitch,
of
therefore
an
creating
area.
odd visuals, that may not necessarily be the
blind
case
spot.
in this instance. If you look
Camera
closely,
shouldn't have
the
one,
man's
though.
body disappears slowly rather than all at once.
It's a weird one.
This leaves the objects behind him clear as day in the video. Fake.
Next one, let's see what this is. Hey, we got some UFOs. It's aliens. Gotta love it. Aliens, eh? Well, if there is, they are. If there isn't, oh well. Because to be honest, it's all been fantasized for now, but I still believe there's a highly chance. There's got to be a chance. It can't just be us. And if it is us, how mundane.
Footage is being captured from an aircraft in the sky. It's clear the original uploader began recording as they sensed something wrong with the aircraft opposite them. An object is first spotted flying on nearly the same level as this aircraft in the opposite direction. Coming closer, the flying object appears to be nothing like any aircraft seen before. Boxy yet flat, the craft instantly looks more like something out of a sci-fi movie than a commercial or army aircraft. What's more, the object appears to adjust its course quickly once it realizes it's closing in on the aircraft this video was recorded in. Dipping down beneath the cloud cover, it's clear that whatever craft this was didn't want to be seen too closely.
Well, it knew you were filming, and it GTFO.
The mystery of the odd aircraft may never see a conclusion. This leaves viewers and UFO enthusiasts to wonder just what exactly was seen that day.
Nobody knows.
Security video.
Oh, ringing doorbell anomaly. Alright, so I'm gathering this isn't one of those. Someone comes up and all you see is this big eyeball view through the camera, which to be honest makes them look really just, stretched, distorted, and googly. Just creepy and googly.
The anomaly in this video is subtle and easily missed. However, closer viewings reveal a small light visible near the home's driveway at the beginning of the video. The light zips right down the sidewalk to the street, where it seems to almost materialize as a figure on the road.
This one's a weird one.
Eerie
not
and
the ghostly
unsettling,
stuff,
repeated
this is
viewings
weird.
do nothing to calm the nagging idea at the back of one's mind that whatever it is they're seeing is not quite natural. When the figure reaches the end of the...
Alright, I'm in the view most of the way. Or all the way. But it's a little light, it goes around, it looks like a little firefly, but then it has a trail. There's a trail there, and it runs off. And I say runs off because it turns into an actual figure as it gets to about the halfway point of after turning right around, it starts turning into a figure. So, I don't know about that one. This was all definitely really, really weird.
The sidewalk and hits the road, it appears to materialize into another form entirely. A trick of the mind or a trick of an otherworldly spirit? That's clearly up to the viewer to decide, as it seems unlikely a follow-up to this odd video will ever be posted.
Don't just
However,
believe in
videos
everything.
like this
At
do
the
a
same
good job
time,
raising
keep
speculation
an
as to
open
whether or
mind.
not any of these open-ended Ring camera videos will ever get the...
Well, this is the channel. It's doing well. I've gained, I've lost. I've learnt what to do, I've learnt what not to do. And basically, yeah, let's hopefully get this together for the underdogs, because I do get it. We all love watching our icons. We all love watching people we look up to. It can suck when the people you look up to are complete ass clowns about things. And it's honestly nice and humble to know that some of them don't elite and some of them just give you advice and will pretty much give you a happy shout out. So thanks everyone for watching Castian Plague. Stay tuned, because after this we have the underdogs. Thank you.